All right. So, welcome to the wonderful world of marketing. I'm your host, Grad Khan. People often ask me what it's like to work at Microsoft. And they say things like, hey, gee, Grad, what's it like to work at Microsoft? So here on the wonderful world of marketing, we're going to talk a little bit about working at the world's largest software company. Why have the magic 8 ball here? One of the coolest things for me is that it's a great place to learn. Signs point to yes. There you go.
It's good news.
Good news. And one thing I encourage my teams to always do is, while you're here, make sure you learn as much as you possibly can, because we've got the resources to be able to teach. I like to think of it as a learning organization. And as part of a learning organization, you really commit yourself to lifelong learning, and you commit yourself to being a professional. Part of what it means to be a professional is that you are always keeping yourself up to date on the latest things that are happening in your profession. And there's a funny thing I've noticed over the years, that somehow marketers feel that they don't need to do that. And in fact, you'll see marketers proudly say things like, I don't watch advertising, or I don't have time to watch TV. Or I don't read ads, or I don't get direct mail, or I don't do this, or I don't do that, or they don't participate in that part of the economy. I don't click on banner ads. Who else would? You know, I think if you're in that zone, I think it's totally fine, but you should get out of marketing, like as fast as you possibly can. You need to love TV, right? You need to love advertising, and you need to really be into it, and you need to read all about it all the time. A doctor is taking CPE courses in order to actually keep their license. You know, a lawyer is constantly going and reading journals and reading law journals and staying up to date and going to seminars and courses. If you're a marketer, you have the same necessary discipline of learning and reading. And if you ever get a chance to read my blog, which is copernicanshift.com, which you probably do because you're probably seeing this off my blog, but not necessarily. You know, I talk a lot about advertising history. I talk a lot about really current stuff. I'll have stuff that just won Cons Awards a few weeks ago. I'll have stuff that was originally created 150 years ago. And that broad scope and a broad understanding of the history of the profession, I think is really critical. So I'll kind of end this little bit talking about some of the stuff that we do in the U.S. Central Marketing Organization. We have this set of things called Green Books. So this Green Book here is called Driving Action with Proven DM Principles. So this is our how to really be a great direct marketing advertiser and how to really create great direct marketing ads. If you're a student of advertising history, you'll recognize this as the title of the first set of in-house ads that Ray Rubicam did for Y&R when he was promoting his agency in the 1930s. I think you probably all got that, right? The boxer, the word impact. In this book is this sort of a lovingly illustrated book, co-written by myself and someone named Allison Tintle. Allison Tintle is the best creative director I've ever worked with. And then it just goes through all the steps of how we build advertising, what we think great advertising examples are. That Green Book's awesome. Right after that one, we did one called Clarity. This is a book on how to write. We actually work with a group called Communiskills, and this group actually works with our team to write effective communication. And we spend a lot of time on this. We work really hard to be the very best writers we can be so that we can communicate effectively with management. Communiskills was the group that taught me how to write when I first started my career at Procter & Gamble, and it is an endless series of learnings. You can never write too much. The next one we did was a really cool one, which was called Proprietary Events. And this book is all about how to do a great event. We just finished a fantastic CIO summit, which had a really, really great reception. Newer ones, we've got ones on how to promote apps, and there's one here on optimizing ROMI, return on marketing investment. And you can see that, you know, the great thing about working in the central marketing organization is that when you leave, my desire, my hope is that you can be more successful in your career because you'll have learned so much here that'll make you a very powerful marketer. And that is it for today. Thank you for joining me in the wonderful world of marketing, and I'll see you soon.